Welcome to the Let's Talk Data podcast series presented by SAP, where we explore game-changing technology and strategies with leading experts with the goal of maximizing the value of data across your organization. If you haven't done so already, please follow or subscribe to our podcast on your favorite channel to stay tuned in.
Welcome to our Let's Talk Data podcast series. My name is John Liu, and I will be your host today. In this session, we have Wipro's practice director on the digital innovation team, Prasanna Mahalingam, to discuss Wipro's technology and business technology platform offerings and services to help customers run faster and efficiently. Before we begin, please subscribe to our podcast on Apple or wherever you listen to podcasts. Prasanna, to start, could you introduce yourself and tell me a bit about Wipro?
Hello, everyone. Hello, John. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I'm Prasanna Mahalingam. I work for Wipro's SAP Digital Innovation team, and I work as a practice director for BTP, our primary platform for innovations and extensions. So Wipro is a leading technology services and consulting company. We focus on building innovative solutions that address client needs and complex digital transformation needs. We are present in 66 countries. We serve more than 1,300 customers, and we have more than 230,000 employees worldwide. So Wipro is also a global strategic service partner for SAP and a very key partner as well.
Awesome. So, Wipro is a valued SAP partner with over 25 years of SAP experience. More specifically, Wipro has built multiple solutions on the SAP Business Technology platform. Are there any industry cloud solutions from Wipro? Are there any offerings of that sense?
Yes, we have 6 solutions that have been endorsed by SAP as industry cloud solution. In fact, more in the pipeline this year. You should see at least 6 of them getting added by end of this year. So that's something that we are heavily focused. In fact, our solutions span across a wide range of industries, right? We look at manufacturing, utilities, fashion and retail, real estate, oil and gas, and so on.
Awesome. That's great to hear about the upcoming additions and how cloud solutions can span across a wide range of industries. In terms of actually robotic process automation, what role does SAP Build Process Automation play in Smart Biz Bots? I was talking to a colleague and they mentioned and talked a little bit about this Wipro offering. So can you tell me a bit about that?
Yeah, the SAP Build Process Automation is at the core of our bots. Right, and we offer them under the Smart Biz bots if you go to the SAP App Store. So we are able to build the bots using the SAP Build Process Automation. We're putting them on SAP IRPA App Store as well as the SAP App Store as well for customers to buy and customize. And together with workflows and the low-code, no-code capabilities, I think SPA is the true deal.
And how do customers benefit from these Smart Biz Bots?
Yeah, the Smart Biz Bots, we launched it with a very clear purpose in mind. It should be easily pluggable solutions that customers and their businesses can use it multiple times a day. It should be very simple. It has to enhance productivity and basically freeing up time for them to do more important tasks. So the bots that we give as it is or we customize, they are very simple to deploy as well. For example, let's take a meter read upload scenario in a typical utilities industry, right? So usually, the case of a meter read upload to a bill creation cycle in a standard customer, that takes about 5 to 10 minutes for a person in the back office or front office team to do that. Now, with our bots, we only ask the core level of information that's required to complete the entire process. All other things are decided by the business logic embedded within the bots. So you can clearly see time saving about 4 to 9 minutes per meter upload. For typical utility companies, that would be running about hundreds of such updates on daily basis. You can clearly see how this bot saves so much of time, avoid wrong data entry, freeing up precious time for the utility front desk agents.
Wow, that's honestly, it's great to see. Like, it sounds just like, oh, you're only saving a few minutes here and there, but in the grand scheme of things, it really does, make an organization more efficient and run faster. And right now, since we're just chatting here, and you can't really show, a smart biz bots, and you just shared with us a utilities example. Can you share another use case with a customer, maybe in the past, or something that Wipro is working on in a different type of industry?
We are working with a large utility customer. They had a look at our bots. They've asked us to customize certain details of the bots because our bots, they are designed for the standard SAP business screens and the typical business processes. Sometimes you have customers who have added certain fields which are very specific to them, but then the bots are supposed to take care of that. One of the customers we are looking at is basically to capture custom fields as part of an address update that we are doing for customers. So I can't share the exact details, but you can clearly see that when we are updating the customer address, we are looking at the bots to look at updating certain key fields on the screen, which are very specific to that very customer, and they use it for a lot of their analytics as well. So this is an example of a smart biz bot that we do it for that we're doing for a large utility customer. And I can also give you an example where the customer had a look at these bots, and then they were so much inspired by the bots that they had asked us to repurpose some of the bots running in other platforms, rival platform, to convert them into SAP IRPA. So that's happening as well. So it's not just that we are just going and showing the bots. They like it, they want to buy it, but there are also cases where the customer is convinced that SPA is the true deal, and they are looking at making SPA as the only platform, as a platform of the future for their automation. So that's happening as well, and we have a very good case in Europe right now.
So how has the course of bots and automation changed over the years? I know you've been in the industry for a bit. What are some of the common trends and industry needs that you've noticed yourself?
From straightforward screen automations, the current trends are going entirely towards hyper automation, right? With the use of more AI, OCR, workflows, process minings. SAP Build Process Automation, together with SAP Build, is poised to take off very rapidly here. So SAP's roadmap for the process automation and its evolution shows visionary thinking, right? What we now see is a culmination of individually powerful products for automations, workflows, and low-code, no-code abilities.
Awesome. And Wipro published a selection of automation bots for the utility industry. What are some of these bots? Like, what specifically are they called, and how do they fit in the utility industry?
Yeah, we arrived at the bots after discussing with our various project and account teams. Wipro does a lot of work in the utility area, and our in-house utility SMEs, they basically shortlisted the bots. The bot scenarios, I would say, and then we discussed that with Rai Kulina from the SAP IBU Utilities Leadership Team and Stefan Koenig from the product engineering team of IRP Automation. And we basically had a shortlist, and one of the key requests coming from both of them were like, these bots have to be simple. And that's something we quickly turn around for the development as well, not just the usage, but the development. So those were the key tenets we had in mind while we developed this bots. From a scenario perspective, look at updating typical, let's say, back office process, right? For example, I want to change a payment plan for a customer. I want to modify an address for the customer. So the bots are able to mimic the operations that are handled multiple times, hundreds of times in a day. As I explained, the time savings in one of the example earlier, so you can clearly see what are the benefits for the utility companies when they use our bots, freeing up time and effort, and they can be used elsewhere to do other productive activities.
So let's talk about the topic of cloud solutions. So does Wipro have any experiences with the customer cloud journey? Can you share a bit about that?
Oh yes, Wipro has lots of experience, with the whole ASIS migration, Suite on HANA, S4 HANA conversions, the S4 HANA implementations, RISE with SAP partnership with various hyperscalers, the whole spectrum of services, I would say. About 150 such engagements with more than 9,000 S4 HANA trained consultants and more than 1,000 plus cloud practitioners as well. And we also have frameworks like Safe Passage with accelerators for auto provisioning, scaling, a migration manager, etc., to fast track your entire customer cloud journeys.
That sounds like a lot of services to offer. So since Wipro has actually been through the RISE journey, what does that digital transformation to cloud look like in a quick summary?
Oh, yes. We have digitalized, added 60 plus processes. We have enhanced about 100 plus processes. We have removed 50 of them, 50 or more, and then added 20 plus brand new processes as well. So you can clearly see that a lot of transformation activity has happened. A lot of it has happened via simplification and automation as well. So overall, a very good way for us to have a cloud native, managed, and a resilient landscape for Wipro.
So the digital transformation to the cloud sounds, really good for organizations. But, what are some of the common concerns from customers that you've heard? Like, what are some problems or fear that customers might want to solve or avoid?
From a cloud movement perspective, the most common costs would be to avoid capex charges and reduce TCO, and address end of life hardware situation. Once you move your entire landscape to cloud, then customers can adapt to all the native cloud services and make use of platforms like BTP, right? So one of the common issues that customers face is the digital core. The SAP landscapes have become so complex to migrate and so complex to manage as well, right? So that's something that they want to move away from. They want to have a more simpler, easy to manage SAP landscape, take all the developments onto a platform like BTP, where we were able to scale faster, we're able to add services more easily. Gives you the feature to kind of do your development in various languages. For example, I can use CAP with Node.js or Java. I can use Python. I can talk to various services, AI services. I can talk to data services, data analytics, etc., and then decide what I want to do rather than bringing all of it together inside the ERP and making it more complex. So uh, basically giving them flexibility to tap into various services that are available now far more easily than what they used to do, let's say a decade back, and where the platform is resilient for sudden changes also. And then customers are also trying to get rid of the skill issues with the management of platforms by moving into cloud. So put it all together. So they are looking to do business transformation, tap into various technology aspects that are hitherto not so easy to access and use, and also look at de-risking some of the skill issues that come with platform management.
Yeah, that sounds like a lot of possibilities. Low code tooling is such an important topic and greatly benefit not only individuals themselves, but overall organizations and industries alike. What are some industry benefits that process automation can really play a key role in?
The ability to do the automation with little or no coding experience, that opens a new vista of automating day-to-day operations, the way business, you want to add to it workflows and also build apps. You have the ability to bring people together to collaborate. You can also set workflows where you can have the whole process orchestrated and the way you want, and you're getting the exact functionality. So that's a very, very powerful paradigm, right? Hitherto, you had to spec out your whole requirements, and there are large development teams that are running and doing it for you, and you will have to wait for some time for seeing the results of all this huge effort that's been put in. Whereas with the advent of low code and no code, the results are pretty immediately available, and that's something that the business has absolute control. So the business themselves can build those automations, they can build the apps, and then do it the way they like, and that is giving absolute control to the business of how they want to be doing their day-to-day task. Now you always have the high code option. There might be very complex developments where the low code no code tooling is not going to work. Then that's fine, that's perfectly acceptable. That's why the development teams come in, they will work with you, and then they build it, and then they ship it. No, the ability to have both sides of the
Yeah.
coin is fantastic, right? So we are giving true control to the business where they are able to do what they like, do it on their own or with very little assistance, and by giving them the full control. So tomorrow there is a small change in the process, the business themselves can go and change it. So we don't have to wait
Right.
for a lot of people to come in and then get it to production. No, it's a great shift, and I think that is basically setting the business free to do what they want immediately and to their liking.
Yeah, totally agree. Well, we've reached the end of our podcast, and thank you so much for your time, Prasanna, and for sharing Wipro's experience with SAP. As we kind of conclude the podcast, what would you like to leave the audience with?
Yeah, SAP Build Process Automation, that is ushering in digital transformation rapidly. So giving businesses control over their processes is what people have tried in the past, but now it is real. Smart Build Solutions embodies this very, very spirit. The saving time and cost will still remain one of the biggest benefits. And adding the ability to do an automation few hours or a day at max is going to bring in a lot of collaboration activity within the business. You're going to have massive gains in terms of efficiency, in terms of cost, in terms of avoiding errors. And basically, you're freeing up folks in the business to do other activities. That means you are primed for more growth in different ways. You're no longer restricted by the system. Automation is the mantra for business to improve efficiencies, reduce human errors, increase the customer and employee satisfaction levels, do more analytics, allowing workforce to add more value at the same time and keeping costs in control. That's exactly what we try to do with our Smart Build bots as well. We'd love to talk to customers who think about automation. Thanks a lot for having me in this podcast, and a pleasure talking with you, John.
Thanks for tuning in and listening to Let's Talk Data, where we discuss topics surrounding SAP Business Technology Platform. And thanks again, Prasanna, for joining me today, and learn more about Wipro and SAP with the links in the description. If you've enjoyed this podcast, then please check out the rest of the Let's Talk Data series. See you next time.
We hope you enjoyed the podcast. Check out the show notes for additional links to information. And please subscribe or follow to join us on the next episode of Let's Talk Data presented by SAP.